Welcome to the weekend and this Saturday video finishing off our sleep series. So in the past two videos we've talked about scheduling your sleep routine, getting yourself ready for sleep. But actually there's another factor that's crucial for getting good quality sleep and actually falling asleep easily that many people forget, and that's your environment. It's your bedroom. It's where you go to sleep. Now, first of all, your bedroom should be your sanctuary. It should be for two things and two things only, and that's sleep and making love. It's the only thing that your bedroom should be about. It shouldn't be about doing work. It shouldn't be about kids playing. It should be a sacred sanctuary for sleep and your sleep routine. So if you're sitting in bed reading, getting ready for sleep, then that's part of your sleep routine. So take away the computer out of that room. Take away the clutter. Make it as relaxing and comfortable an environment as you can. But certainly, make sure that it is about sleep. And then think about the temperature of that room. Now, a lot of people like a really warm bedroom, and actually biologically that's been shown to really impact the quality of your sleep. Having fresh air going through the room with a window open is a really good idea where possible. But also having a cooler environment is what our bodies are naturally evolved to need to get a good quality sleep. Now, what's a cooler environment to you compared to other people may vary, but certainly you shouldn't be sweating when you're in your bed. You should be able to have the bed covers over you without getting too hot. Now, having that cooler environment also sometimes means that parts of our body get too cold. So what I recommend is if, like me, your feet, for example, get too cold when your room's too cold, you can wear socks. I mean, I've even known people who wear gloves in bed because they have poor circulation and their hands get cold. Nothing wrong with that at all. Maybe not the most romantic look if you're using your bedroom for the alternative use, but certainly for getting good quality sleep, some socks or some gloves when you're cold is the way to do it. If nothing else, it removes the distraction from your mind about thinking, oh, my feet are cold, oh, my feet are so cold, my hands are so cold, that will stop you from getting into the flow of falling asleep. The other thing to think about is actually what you wear for bed. A lot of the scientific recommendations are actually to sleep nude, because your body's much better at regulating its own body temperature without clothes in the way. And you also have the layer of bedclothes on top of you to ensure that you don't get too cold. Now, that can be a bit of a shift for some people who've been used to wearing bedclothes for a long time. But maybe try taking one bit off at a time and seeing how you get on. And remember, you can always put on some socks if you do get too cold. So we've covered some of the basics. There are loads more. There's things like nutrition and different exercises we can do to help you actually fall asleep. But one final tip on environment: remove the television from your room. It's one of the biggest problems, and I know there's a lot of people out there who think that the TV actually helps them sleep. And in reality, it actually really impacts the quality of your sleep, because that blue light shining on your skin is actually going to stimulate your brain and stop you from getting as good quality sleep. I would ask anyone who does sleep with the TV on in their room, how often do they wake up during the night because something's come on the TV, or just wake up and become conscious of the TV there. Those times when you wake up through the night, actually, if the TV wasn't there, you may not even remember them, and you would fall very quickly naturally back to sleep. So please, if nothing else, remove the TV from your room. You shouldn't be watching it just before you go to sleep anyway. You should be building that into your routine of turning it off. And if you must have a TV in your room, certainly turn it off at least half an hour before you go to bed, and don't be leaving it on overnight. So we've covered schedule your sleep, we've covered the routine, we've covered your environment. As I say, there's lots of exercises we can do and talk about nutrition, etc. for good sleep. But I'll leave that for some later videos, or if anyone wants to get in touch and would like to know more, please feel free to do so. Download the app. There's great ways to interact with us there, lots of free content and direct ways to work with us as well. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye bye.